Maestro.
Drums, please.
Come on.
I don't know where that's from.
Chop, chop.
The beginning of Tupac's I Get Around. Oh, no. Summertime, Will Smith.
What's that?
Where it's like, Maestro, drums, please.
Oh.
Summertime.
No.
I thought that was like a common thing. Maestro. I could have just made it up.
I just referred back to that song.
I really like this simple ass beat. Yeah, right? That's what made me do.
Where y'all get it from? Who made it? You?
It's a little Indian head bop.
Yeah. That's how you feel it.
Give me your best price.
Best prize. Hey, what it do, cousins? It's your boy, Benny Hunnits. I'm with The Funk is Real, as always, and we got some special guests in here today with us. We've got the beautiful Helen Hailu, our sisters in the building, and our brother, Ras Nebyu's in the house. What it do, man? Appreciate y'all for coming through.
What it do, y'all?
Come on, man. Welcome to the village, man. Don't be nervous.
We would offer you in Jedi, but I know y'all don't like goat.
But yeah, man, we're continuing our series. Obviously, we're talking about we started Black History Month last week we were talking just about blackness in general, and so today we thought we'd bring it in. We're hitting up Valentine's Day, and so we want to talk about black love, and who else than love personified in our brothers and sisters right here in front of us. You know what I'm talking about?
Okay.
Yeah.
We
So
can feel the love.
yeah, so obviously, you know, we all family in here, but for the people who don't know, we do want to introduce everyone, introduce Helen and Nebyu. And so I'm going to let you take the flow.
All right, so we're going to start off. We're going to go ladies first.
Okay.
So, Helen,
What's up, Elliot?
please introduce yourself.
All right. Hey, I'm Helen Hailu. I'm from, Dallas, Texas.
Yeah.
Triple D.
Yeah. I'm a singer. I be making music.
Don't be trying to downplay yourself like you're not
I be
fire.
making music.
Okay.
Like, okay, yeah, that shit's good.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I be making music. So, yeah.
All right.
And I'm black and in love, so we here.
Hey,
You know?
I dig that. I
All
love that.
right.
Neb.
Yeah, I'm Neb, Ras Nebyu,
Yeah,
the Thunder Man.
Thunder
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah,
You got to say it with your chest, Thunder Man.
Yeah, Thunder Man. It's
Where you from, Thunder Man?
DC.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
Yes, he representing. Now you down here with us.
Yeah, I'm in Texas with it,
man, we got to ask you, how's it living out here in Dallas now?
It's different,
You a Southern nigga now, man. Atlanta, Dallas.
Yeah, I mean, technically DC below the Mason-Dixon line, if you want to be technical, but
Yeah,
I guess the South don't really start until like after Virginia, but
this dude said the Mason.
What do
Dixon.
people in DC consider themselves like? East Coast or
DC.
DC?
Yeah.
Zone.
I've noticed that niggas in DC don't like to be boxed into any other category. I'm just from DC.
I mean, why?
Yeah.
We from DC, like,
You say DMV? Nah, bro. DC. You say East Coast?
It depends on the circumstances. It's like it's not that serious all the time, but for the most part, like if I'm from where I'm from, if somebody asks me, that's all I'm gonna say. So,
My name is my name. Put some
You feel me?
respect on it.
Yeah.
DC.
So, you guys are both artists. So we got to ask, and either one of you could go first. What are you guys currently working on? Are you guys anything in the works coming out? Like, when can we expect the next hot project?
You want to go first?
No, you take the.
Ladies first.
All right. I want to put out something this year, but right now I'm just trying to create. I'm not trying to like put too much, like trying to force anything. Probably for sure, like do other things, like maybe make a video or two. Probably from a song from my project in 2018, but other than that, just make songs, get better.
And what's that project?
Oh, What She Say.
Oh,
Yeah,
what she
I dropped that in
say?
2018. So there's a song on there called Danger. So we working on. I'm in the works of putting a video out for that song.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's one of my favorites.
I'm about to say
on
that's a fan favorite, ain't
Okay.
it?
That's definitely
Yeah.
mine.
For sure.
Yeah. I'm out here trying to be modest.
All right.
You know?
Thunder Man.
Yeah, I got some shit in the stash. Probably let some shit go. Still cook up some more shit.
Yeah. So I know y'all have had a lot going on. You moved to Dallas,
Yeah.
and then you recently had a new addition
Yeah.
into the
Sure.
family. So if you would
Yeah.
like to
Yeah.
share that.
Yeah, we have a cool ass daughter, Abyssinia.
Super chill.
Yeah, she's a really cute baby. Yeah, so we have a kid.
Yeah, she lives with
Abyssinia.
me.
So for people who aren't familiar with the name, what is Abyssinia?
It's a name for Ethiopia, where we all from. So it's just like you ain't never heard. Do you know Abyssinia?
I do, yeah.
Oh, for
But
real? Oh,
some
damn,
of
well,
our villagers might not be familiar
yeah, well,
with
that's real. But even like you don't really, it ain't too many of them. Like you know what I'm saying? Like you
Yeah.
have the.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to call out people's name. I don't want to single nobody out. But you have
Yeah.
names that everybody have.
Yeah, Helen, Hannah, Sarah,
All right, well,
Galila,
three H's.
Yeah.
Salam.
Betty.
Or
Yeah.
it's like it's like 10 of them. So I try to think of something that wasn't really like.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember her.
So how old is Abby now?
She's going to be 6 months on Saturday.
Yeah.
That was another thing I was gonna say too. Is that it's like easily translatable. Like it works.
Yeah.
Because people can call her Abby. Like me personally.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
well,
feel you.
shit.
But I want her to no, my name's Abyssinia.
Word.
Like when she first grade, I want her to be
Facts.
correcting people.
Yeah.
Like if she I don't ever want to dictate and be like, no, don't let people call you Abby. But I want her to be proud of her name.
Big
you
facts.
know?
Yeah.
It'd be nice if she would lead with that when she
Yeah.
meets people for the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah, my name's Abyssinia. You kind of create a standard for people to have to you know what I'm saying, call you by who you are type shit.
Yeah.
And then when y'all get comfortable with them, then y'all can roll out the nicknames and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Big facts.
But,
Man, and I gotta ask because you got the Kobe jersey on,
yeah, for sure.
and you just had a daughter,
Yeah.
and the whole thing with girl dads, Kobe. How is it being a girl dad now?
I mean, all right, ask the question again. Zach?
So being a girl dad, I guess now that
Yeah.
you're a girl
A father
dad,
of a daughter.
Yeah.
how is that like? Because you know how it is for women, and you have to prepare her for a world where women have a lot of things they got to be cautious and
Yeah.
protective about. So
It's definitely the number one or the highest priority to kind of be very focused and it's a lot going on in the world, you feel me? So keeping that in mind.
you in Texas now, you can get a gun, man.
What?
She said,
Yeah,
what?
I hear what you're saying.
Yeah,
I
you
hear what you're
really.
saying. Yeah, but still just you can still have a weapon. But it's the thing is, it's you never realize the reality of preparing somebody for the real world. You know what I'm saying? Based on how you experienced it, you feel me? And then it kind of make you reflect on all the instances you had with your parents over the years and be like, oh, this is why they were so pressed, or this is why they emphasized this, or this is why da da da. You know what I mean? This natural instinct kick in. So it's it ain't, for the most part, it's just certain things that kind of kick in, and there's just certain things that you just got to learn and pick up on the way. But yeah, it's too early to say, to completely sum it up, for real. I think,
But
she's
you
still a
getting it.
toddler, you feel me?
Yeah.
But it's still interesting to see her do different things every few days. You know what I'm saying? Just her focusness, her hand-eye coordination. She can see stuff spotted and reach for it now.
Yeah.
So just to seeing small steps of you damn, this really a human. You feel me?
Yeah.
Because it's such a surreal experience all the way from the process to just after. So yeah.
That's what's up.
And Helen,
Yeah.
you're a mommy.
Yeah. My
Mama Bear.
You're a mama.
Yeah.
How's it
raise
feel
us up.
being a mama now?
It's cool. It's lit. I'm still trying to understand or get to that point where I could be like, oh, this is how it feels, because I'm still learning. But even on low days or whatever, not to sound cliche, but it's true. When your baby smiles at you, or your baby I don't know, wants you, it just kind of makes everything go away. So I'm grateful. I'm grateful that she's here. We're healthy, and she cool as shit. Maybe I'm biased, but she's cool.
No, you're not biased. I've
Yeah.
dealt with a lot of babies in my life. And
Yes.
I told Nebyu the first day.
She
when
be chilling. She's very observant.
Cool.
Big chilling.
Yeah, and she's very active, but yeah, I don't know how. I don't know. Like he said, like it's gone by fast. I've learned a lot, but she's only 6 months, so it's like
Time's flying.
yeah, it is very like she's doing a lot of new things every day. So it's like sometimes I want her to slow down, but then it's like, nah, go ahead and grow up, girl.
Yeah.
Like, but
Yeah,
It's
she ain't talking back yet.
nah, not yet, not yet.
If she has your mouth, I already know.
Elliot. Yeah, I mean,
You in
hopefully she's like her dad. Like, hopefully she's calm like him, you know? But I wouldn't be surprised if she gives it to me.
Yeah.
They say when you have like kids, they give you a little reflection of yourself as a child.
Absolutely. My mom used to tell me and Betty, like, I cannot wait for y'all to have kids. So you can see like how it feels. My mom used to hit that all the time. And yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah, it's okay. Like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That's what's up, man.
Yeah. What about y'all when y'all finna have some babies?
Well, this turned
My
around
daughter
quickly.
needs friends.
Yeah, Benny, what's good?
Elias.
I have a godson. He's pretty cool. His name's Izana.
And okay, they're about to have another baby, so
I might have the next one too.
No, man. We need
well,
some
you need to share this.
your own seeds, man. You need to plant your own
Yeah,
seeds.
you too, Elias.
Huh?
Yes.
I like being an uncle. It's
Yeah.
pretty cool. As far as that, I've been pulling out and praying.
Oh my god.
So I've been dodging the bullets for the last 30 years.
Good job, man.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, clearly you've been doing well, as far as you know.
Yeah, knock on wood. Well, then, there's that stint in Lubbock. I don't know.
Elias.
You never know, man.
No, you don't.
How many of our friends then had random girls pop up talking about this
This one looks like you.
one look like you? I swear to God, I changed my number after that.
Elias, no, you would have to own up. Don't be nasty. Don't be nasty. Your mom would be so happy. She would just dispose of you.
She would.
Yeah, and just keep the grandbaby.
My dad's already told me, like, hey, when you have a son, he's coming to the farm. He's living with me. But
to the farm.
You just gonna confiscate my son? Like, how'd that work?
No, he's just labor.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's true. He'd be out there tilling grass and shit.
Hell yeah.
Running around with the sheep.
Working the line.
That's funny. Wow, I'm scared of sheep.
Why are you scared?
Right,
of
they're
sheep?
super chill.
No, sheep or goat? No, I'm scared of
Goats
goat.
are
I'm
a
scared of
little
goat.
more.
I got chased by a goat in Ethiopia.
Oh, that'll do it.
You eat it afterwards?
No, absolutely
I
not.
would've
Goat
slaughtered that
goats
little
taste like
motherfucker.
goat tastes like rubber to me.
You don't even eat meat.
No, yeah, no more. But I'm saying like when I did eat meat, goat tastes like rubber. You can't saute that hoe or like spice it up enough to make that like the texture is nasty.
That's what about. It's a different texture. But how's a texture nasty?
The texture nasty. Chew on that.
It's just like rough tofu.
It's
It's like rough tofu.
I don't like tofu.
See, I don't like tofu either, though.
I don't like tofu.
Yeah, you do. Sofritas and shit.
Yeah,
At least
shit.
likes anything.
Yeah, if it's got some flavor to it. Shit, I might eat dog, rat, cat too in China if I ain't even know that hell was seasoned right.
Yeah, that's how you get
season, right?
Corona.
All right, so having a newborn and everything, how has it, I guess, been in the sense of for you guys in like your creative processes? Like, has it, I guess, kind of inspired you guys more, or in what type of ways has that kind of affected you?
I don't know if inspired is the word. It definitely puts a pause, because you gotta like put her and yourself first, you know what I'm saying? And so I'm in the stage of like just figuring that out first. But like music or writing, whether song or whatever, is like a necessity,
Mm-hmm.
So I've created, wrote songs about her or how I feel, but I haven't like completely blended those worlds, I'm kind of just trying to like get back on my shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like you had what, 6 months ago?
Yeah, I know.
No, you good. Go ahead.
Yeah, 6 months ago. So it's just happened basically.
Yeah.
So, but I don't ever want to like take time for granted,
Yeah, for sure.
So
Yeah.
it's cool though. Like, I definitely feel like giving birth. I don't know. Whenever I hear women used to say this, like I wouldn't brush it off, but like, yeah, I feel like I could pretty much do anything.
Yeah.
It's pretty gangster.
You're a superwoman.
Yeah, kinda like your mama was like the shit,
Yeah.
put a whole body out your body.
Yeah, and then like just like learning or knowing how it feels to be pregnant, give birth, and then like the aftermath, like that's like wow. Yeah, and then like somebody gonna grow up to like have attitude with you. That's crazy. Like that's crazy.
They're great up until they could start thinking for themselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sure all parents feel that way, right?
Yeah.
Thunderman, what about you, bro?
Yeah, I mean, definitely like it's a change of pace for sure.
Mhm.
But I think I can't really point to nothing specific, but I feel like it just completely like 180s or just like affects overall perception. You know what I mean? So like I think as far as like translating that into like making music, it's like you have a whole new perspective now. So like, it's it give you like I don't know, like how I usually make music is anyway, like I always usually take time off or take time away from it in the sense of like there's a certain amount of like life I gotta live before I have like a full tank of thoughts to not only just think through them, but to be able to like, write them down and just pull them out the sky whenever I just while, you know what I'm saying? Just to be being prompted by listening to a beat, you feel me? So I think what this does is I'm still kind of like in the phase of like, living through life. And, there's been certain things that like have come to me, that I've written down or probably recorded and stuff like that I probably wouldn't have thought that way to do so if it wasn't for the experience of, being a father. So I think, so right now it's just kind of like,
Yeah.
If it come, it come. If it don't, it don't. And just taking it day by day and just like focusing on like priority.
Yeah. I know this is going backwards like a little bit as far as chronologically, but you asked the question about when we supposed to, have ours, and that takes the right person, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got to meet them.
Yeah.
I still don't know how y'all met. How'd that happen?
Hey, so
yeah, I don't.
Just
I
like
think he should probably say because he's gonna give you the theatrics.
He's
He's gonna give you.
This
He's
how it
gonna
always
dish it
go.
up.
You ever seen a TV show? It's always one person's side, then it'd be the other person's side, then it'd be what really happened. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We at the point where we don't, whatever really happened, we ain't there yet. I got my version of it, she got her version of it.
Alright,
You know what I mean?
alright. What's your version?
Nah, you got to tell your version first. So
Because you go ahead.
So, I'm just chilling, in the cut. You feel me? I had just came down to Atlanta. My man K Mutter, he was DJing. He had a gig, So I'm like, all right. We went down there, Sliz, Fasika, cameraman. Who else was down there? AB, couple of the peoples. We was down there chilling, whoop, whoop, whoop. I had a blast, met her spinning, da. So I think, matter of fact, it was Abishas in America. That was like the name of the event.
Oh, I heard about this one. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. It was kind of like a soccer tournament, but not as
soccer.
Big. And no soccer, just the club.
Yeah.
Really just the club and the brunch and the day party.
And hookah.
Gotcha.
And hookah, endless hookah. So it was really that. So
An excuse to get a bunch of options together.
you feel me?
Bet.
So we was down there and shit. And then, my bad.
You good?
Yeah, so it was like a whole weekend. We was there for like Friday to Monday morning or some shit like that. So Saturday night, Compound. Y'all been to Compound?
Yeah,
in
for sure.
Atlanta. So one of the Abishad and American nights was there. So, met a DJ and it's a nice, semi-chilly night. You feel me? I got on the chill jacket, in the breeze, cooler. So I'm standing in the, we in the club, and then matter of fact, Abba and them, Abba and Zach and them, they was like in the section. So they was like, woo, we over here with it. So woo. So we went over there with it. So we chilling, woo. So then next thing you know, I'm gonna let Helen take it from here.
Okay, so you just set the setting for us. Got
I
it.
guess. So, okay. Nation has a section with some dudes from, them, but they're from UNT, whatever. So whenever Habesha in America like was promoted or whatever, his name was on the flyers as performing, right?
Okay, yeah, I remember that.
And my sister calls me and was like, you need to listen to this dude. I've been listening to him. And he about to perform. Make sure you go. And Nation came in town. I just had moved to Atlanta not too long, but Nation had came in town, and I didn't think I was gonna go out that day because I was too fucked up from the day before because of them coming in town.
Gotcha.
But anyways, Betty pressing me to go to his show. Ended up not going because I was fucked up. Yeah.
Got it.
So then we go to Compound. Boom, he's in the section. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, Zach, that's Ras Nebyu. And I was like, all right, fuck, I'm finna FaceTime Betty so she can meet this nigga. Oh, sorry, not nigga, but meet this guy.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
At that point, you was just another nigga.
You know?
So I walk up to him and he's standing up thinking he like a fly dude. And I
wasn't standing up.
You was.
Nah, so it's a couch.
You standing on the couch.
Nah, I wasn't really. All right, so look, it's
Now
a
let me
couch where you
finish my
sit at.
story.
Do you
Let
know
me
where you
tell
put
my-
your? So boom, this the couch right here. This the back of the chair.
And you
So I
sitting
was sitting
up
right
on
here.
it?
Oh
with
yeah,
my
that's
feet
where I'm
right there.
always at it.
Okay,
Is
well,
that standing on the couch implies I'm in the club, like standing on the jump, like jumping up, like
You
cool,
sitting
good
on the
joint.
back of the couch, just so
Yeah,
the listeners
so
can
he's
I'm sitting on the
elevated
back
is
of
what
the
I'm
couch.
saying.
Got it. Yeah.
So I'm trying music, people talking. I'm trying to get his attention because I got Betty on the phone on
Yeah.
FaceTime.
Yeah.
He tried to play it cool, so I had to like hit his leg, like say he need to come down here and talk to my sister.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you in hindsight, that's kind of weird.
Eh,
I don't know him.
yeah.
In a club, that is kind of weird.
I know. I was just trying to give her a break.
Hey, nigga, come here.
Yeah.
FaceTime.
So boom, so Betty meets him on FaceTime, and she's like, "Oh, okay, boom, I love your music, whoop de whoop."
Yeah.
And then when we started talking after that, I don't really remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, cause you know, this,
You hit it with
you
that,
know what I mean?
that thunder.
You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't necessarily say that. You know, that was the first time so I reserved the thunder. You know, I just, just talk some real talk.
Yeah.
You know,
A little
mix
light
it up.
sprinkle, light showers.
Mix it up, not too much, you know. Then we went our separate ways, woo, 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 wop. And then like for like a big part of it, like I had already knew Abel from South by Southwest.
Mm-hmm.
And then I knew Zach because he was living in DC at the time. So I met Zach through my man JoJo as a photographer. So that kind of, I guess,
Worlds were
bridge,
colliding.
yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
bridge gaps.
Yeah.
So Zach has a lot to do with me, like going on how I was feeling about Neb when I met him. Like I was very interested. Then Zach and them was staying at my house. So when I
Yeah.
got home, I was like, "Say, who is this Nebyu nigga from DC?
Yeah.
He got hoes. Like, how does he? What do you know about him?" That's exactly what I said. I was like, he
You
was
pulled
like,
the whole facts. Got it.
well, I was mainly like, do he got a girlfriend?
Yeah.
But I like no disrespect. I wouldn't have cared though,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Zach was like, nah, I mean, he known. Like, that's his city. But I don't think he got no girl. Like, I think you should talk to him. And I was like, all right, fuck it. I'm finna talk to him.
Yeah.
So,
Got the rapping, and that's how it
yeah.
happened.
Because Zach would have kept the G with me.
Yeah, for sure.
So, yeah.
Is that a mutually
Yeah.
agreed upon?
that was pretty
understanding?
safe.
There you go. Let's go with safe.
Yeah.
All right. And then
And then here we are.
and now we here. All right, bet. That was what? But How Shows in America was what, like 2
2 years ago.
Yeah.
2 years
Two.
ago. Yeah.
About a year, and 2.5 years ago, I guess.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
That's crazy,
2.5 years.
That's what's up. So, I mean, sounds like y'all hit it off. However, that's yeah. The rest of the story, man. Yeah. So that's a blessing, but most people don't really get that that sort of opportunity or meeting the right person, right? Especially nowadays, like dating in 2020 is kind of whack, right?
Is it?
It can
It's a
be.
challenge, isn't it?
Yeah, I
I
mean,
feel like if you live on Churchill Media, yeah.
what'd you call it?
Churchill Media.
Oh, what's Churchill?
It's just social media, you know?
Oh, it's just a different name?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know, but if you live on the internet, then for sure, it's
Oh,
a
okay.
weird place to date.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of what I was getting at is, I mean, but
Right.
everybody's on social media though.
Yeah.
So it kind of warps your reality of what is available to you, right?
Yeah.
Or what's out there in the world. You know what I'm saying?
It's a big catalog.
Yeah.
It's like a huge catalog that you can scroll through.
But it's unnecessary.
Don't tell me. Tell them to lessen the catalog. Like it's an expansive catalog.
I mean,
and-
you say it's unnecessary, but what does that mean?
No,
Like,
as far as like, why do you need? I don't know. Too much of anything is not okay. Like, or it's not good for you.
Well, I guess before you two met, how was dating?
I didn't date.
Why is that?
Oh, because I needed to mind my business.
Then why all of a sudden when you guys met you wanted to date?
Cause I had told you before about how I came through with the, you know what I mean? It's not no everyday thing.
Put it in the blender.
Yeah, this, know what I mean?
With the sauce.
Yeah.
Both of them. Yeah.
I guess.
Sure.
But no, you're right though. But it was conversation though, like to be able to have conversation with somebody and actually like want to listen to what they're talking about and not just like, all right, they there to be there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's hard to like have somebody you can actually talk to.
Yeah, big facts.
You know?
And I think that's the thing is if you get caught up. So I think people feel like they know somebody or have met somebody through whatever they see online, right?
Absolutely.
So they have like their Twitter feed or their Instagram and they're like, oh, okay, this is the life they're living or these are their actual thoughts or blah, 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 blah. And then, so that's bad in two ways. For one, you meet the person and they're almost never like that shit, right? I mean, there's always the reality of the situation. But you hardly ever meet the person. So then the real problem is like now you've got, like you said, you got this catalog. You got all these different people, male, female, whatever you're into. And you're just looking and seeing all these different pictures. And you're getting all these different thoughts from their tweets and all this other shit.
Yeah.
And then, God forbid, you're in a situation and some shit's shaky. You're looking at it, you're like, well, there's a lot out there. You know what I'm saying? And so it's a problem. No, it really is.
Yeah,
like,
it is, but
I mean, it was already a problem before social media, right?
Yeah.
Because you know, like, there's always that thought, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I just think like it makes it explode for people. Like, not for everyone. There are solid people out there who it doesn't make a difference whether social media existed or not. They're gonna be solid. But then there's like the rest of the world, and I think
you mean like social media as far as temptation?
Yes, that's the word, temptation.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, because one, it leads to the first blockade is not even wanting to get involved because you get stuck in this idea that there's so much other shit out there. So it's like, why would I want to limit myself? You know what I'm saying? Why would I want to
limit yourself, like being in a relationship?
Yeah.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah, I mean, because you're a good person and you knew what you wanted in life. So to you, that's wild.
No, that's not even like that. Not at all. I'm saying like, it's wild to like. What if you find that person? Are you saying? I feel like when you fall into temptation, that has all to do with yourself.
Facts. Big facts.
You know?
Yeah.
So like if you feel like you're gonna want what you see on Instagram, don't get into a relationship. Just play with everybody on Instagram.
That's literally my point though.
Okay.
That's what happens.
Okay.
Is you
get tired of that though, right?
I mean, personally, yeah, but I'm not the whole world.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I think like that's what it is now
Yeah.
when you're conditioned to where you can open your
All the
phone
time.
and you got access to all this other look at Funk. Yes.
Elias want love though. Elias want to be booed up, kissing in the mouth that night with somebody.
Why I gotta be kissing her in the mouth?
You do. You want a lady friend.
Eventually, yeah.
Today.
Not today, maybe tomorrow, maybe Friday on
It's okay though.
Valentine's.
Not saying anybody though. Oh, wait till after Valentine's Day?
After Valentine's Day, yeah.
Okay.
Isn't
Why do
cuffing
men hate
season?
Valentine's Day so much? Because it ain't about y'all?
No.
I mean, I don't hate Valentine's Day. That's a weird way of looking at it.
I generalized y'all, but most men don't like, will ghost somebody or like.
Ghost?
Yeah, like men will ghost somebody until after on the 15th, holler at you like, oh, my bad, my phone been dead.
I thought that was like a cliche Twitter troll
I've had
type of
homegirls
thing.
that's happened to them.
Well,
Really?
here's the thing. I think that nobody wants to be in a situation where there's expectations that are
True.
set for them.
I hear you.
You know what I'm saying? Like you want to be spontaneous with bringing stuff and doing stuff. So it's like when you got somebody that's just sitting there like it's their birthday or Christmas, like, aha, February 14th, what am I getting? You know?
Yeah, but okay.
It kind of takes
hear you.
takes the steam out of the whole idea.
Yeah. It's just the Valentine's Day. There's not even like a real significant meaning behind it, like in the sense of
I
love.
heard there's some wild shit. If you want to look it up,
If you look it
it's
up.
some.
What, St. Valentine or what?
Nah,
Yeah,
but
some
it's about
shit,
two men
yeah.
in love and one killing, right? One killing.
Oh, never mind.
God damn. Uh-oh.
Okay, maybe I read some wild shit,
Are
but
we
I
on-
read it was on Tumblr.
Are we on our
Oh,
third eye
yeah.
shit right now?
No.
Nah, ain't no
I read
third
this
eye
on
shit, but
Tumblr because
you don't wanna
every
upset
American
nobody.
true.
What? We don't give a fuck about none of that here.
Oh, no, I'm saying.
Okay, I'm saying
Each of y'all tell y'all's interpretations,
no.
please.
I don't. damn.
You gotta look it up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but what I remember,
the views expressed by the Valentine's Day theory is not necessarily the views of the folks on this show.
Bet. Now that we have that.
Yeah, so
I'm saying
disclaimer.
Oh, good.
No, on Tumblr, it was just about two men, that are opposite color of us.
Okay.
And they were in love with each other, and one of them killed one of them out of love. You know what I'm saying?
Like he loved him so much he killed him?
No, like I think Shorty didn't want to like leave his wife or something, or his
For
other
real?
level. Yeah,
So
but
it's
this
on
is
some
Tumblr,
envy
y'all.
shit.
So it's
That sounds like that's different than
Nah,
what
I
you're
think we'll probably just look it up. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that's listening to this right now on their phone.
With the clarification that this is not your opinion, but something that you heard.
Nah, it's mythology, G.
All right, so go ahead and say it.
No, he don't
I'm
know.
trying to tell you, I don't know it off the top of my head, so I ain't gonna freestyle it for you.
And mess it
I'm saying
up.
people can listen, but I'm saying like, you know, just research everything you get into, because like, you know how they say like, you know, European Western Christmas 25th. Some people tell you about the winter solstice and all this, like in the trees and all that.
All these holidays are like pagan holidays.
You feel me? So
Yeah,
yeah,
so
it's
this
in
is
that
one of
vein,
them.
but
Yeah.
what it exactly the myth is, tale for tale. I just don't want to be just saying that right now.
Cool. So I was gonna say that anyway. So it falls
Yeah.
into this whole pagan calendar
Yeah.
of like
Yeah,
having to slip in
exactly.
certain things at
You
certain
feel me?
times. Yeah,
Yeah.
big facts. I'm with you there. I mean,
Yeah.
pretty much all of our
you know,
holidays are in line with that.
It says the holiday has origins in the Roman festival of Lupercalia,
No.
held in mid-February. Festival celebrated the upcoming of spring, including fertility rites and the pairing off of women with men by lottery.
What the fuck?
Wait, what?
I don't know. Pope at the end of the 5th century, Pope Gelasius replaced Lupercalia with Saint Valentine's Day.
I don't know.
So he replaced. No, it sounds like he replaced a pagan holiday.
Oh.
That's
It
Pope
came up-
Ge-
One of them bricks. Oh, okay. So
Saint Valentine's in this.
All right, the ghost of Saint Valentine's.
Yeah.
right. So I mean, that's how a lot of the holidays got adjusted in time. Was they adjusted something that existed, they swapped it out for something else. So it just sounds like a pagan holiday that was swapped out for
sure.
Valentine's Day. All right, fair enough. Cool.
Because it was deemed unchristian. The original one, the Lupercalia. I don't know, that's an Italian word. But whatever, it was some white folks that switched it up to make it more Christian. And there goes your Valentine's Day, and they sang Valentine's Day.
All right.
There you go.
Yeah, so the Caucasoids switched it up.
Yeah, you know, everybody still go out there and have fun. You know what I mean? Don't think about all that shit, you know.
Yeah, save your coins, man. Every day's Valentine's Day. Tell your person.
I mean, that's for me. Like even in my house, like not to talk about this particular holiday, but like Mother's Day, for example. My mom used to always say that every day is Mother's Day. What the hell? Y'all don't gotta just celebrate it today, you know. So there wasn't like a high emphasis on these sort of holidays. It was like, why wait till this day to show affection and show love and all that shit? But that's why it takes the steam out of the whole shit too. It's like,
True.
you know,
Just a marketing ploy.
yeah,
For just to drive business.
sell shit.
Sell some nice stuff. Flowers.
America.
When do people really buy flowers?
A lot of people buy flowers.
For what? When somebody's born,
Yeah.
somebody dies.
I used to
Graduation.
buy flowers to just put up in the apartment just because they look nice.
Yeah, bro, it's a whole another world you ain't even hip to for real.
Yeah,
we
white
doing that shit.
roses up in the house, just clean that. They look just so much better.
Oh shit! Put me on something new, man. I
feel me?
thought everybody liked the fake plants and stuff in the house.
Nah, real plants go way harder. I mean, it takes maintenance. That's probably why people like the fake ones. Ain't nothing wrong with them, but the real ones are just real, so
They
they're
just
prettier.
die quick, right?
Yeah, you know, probably up to 2 weeks if you really dug it out. But then also,
My mom
cute.
hates flowers. By the way, she feels like they're a waste of waste of money.
I kind of feel bad for them that like they cut off the
Their like the actual bush. or
yeah, and
vine
then
that they
just
come
to
from.
sit in Kroger. That's not nice. But
We need to protest this.
nah, we got other shit to protest over some fuck ass flowers.
Fucking flowers.
Yeah, man. So now that y'all basically on y'all grown shit, you know what I'm
Okay.
saying? You got, you know, we were talking about it earlier. Your mom telling you, "Oh, I can't wait till you have kids."
Yeah.
What can you now, looking back, what have you learned, or what do you feel like you could learn from your folks? You know, their relationship, and like, you know, what do you bring from that into your own relationship?
I ain't never thought about no. I don't
No?
know. Like what would I What do you mean? Like
It could be. So there's two ways to think about this, right? There could be all the great things that you say your parents' relationships had that you're like, oh, I can't wait till I have that. Or it could be the opposite, right? It could be like, oh, there are things that I noticed, insufficiencies, let's say, in my parents' relationship that I know I don't want to bring into my relationship, right?
Okay. I don't know if it's more so my parents, but like, so I get a lot of my independent mentality from my mom.
Okay.
In a sense of like, even though I have a partner, I'm gonna do it by myself. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that sounds healthy.
No, it's not.
No, that was sarcasm.
Okay.
Yeah.
But not
Big
because,
sarcasm.
just because like you're so used to doing it on your own.
Yeah.
So I could say like, learning, what I'm doing right now is trying to learn how to balance that independence. Because, you know, I'm not alone.
Yeah, to be a partner.
Yeah.
Word.
So even though it's cool, you know, take care of yourself, but that's not how it goes. So yeah.
How did that work with your people?
With my parents?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess, you know, they've been together like almost 40 years.
Yeah.
So you just kind of learn each other and then mesh and go.
Yeah.
And then I can't compare my parents to us because they are on some like do or die survival shit for like 20 years.
Yeah.
Or maybe like up to 20 years. And now they kind of coasting.
Yeah.
So it's like two different worlds. Like I couldn't even, they probably ain't had time to talk about their relationship and like how like sitting down talking about what they need to fix. Kind of was just like, let's survive. We have kids.
Yeah.
We don't, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
After like 40 years, they probably like, I feel like I've even heard parents say like, oh yeah, my roommate.
Yeah. I don't ever want to be like that though.
Yeah, for
I don't
sure.
ever want to be
You
like
don't want
that.
to lose the fire,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That's good. Y'all started young, you know.
Yeah. I guess. Are we young?
Shit. I mean,
Compared to when our parents started?
I don't know,
feel like I'm late in the game.
my pops had me after 35. So
Oh, your dad?
my dad's old.
Oh, you know, but I really, not to sound too ignorant, I really don't know how old my parents are. Like in real life, like I could give you a number of what the paper says, but are y'all really this?
Oh, I see
You know
what
what
you're
I'm
saying.
saying? Like,
Yeah.
you know?
'Cause, you know,
But
I know when my
village.
pops was born, like Ethiopian and American calendar.
oh, like he got an Ethiopian birth certificate?
Yeah, I have my mom's stuff.
You have your mom's Ethiopian birth certificate.
I have her Ethiopian passport. That's how I got my yellow card in Ethiopia. I literally just like jacked it from her. The Derg passport, I had it. So like years ago.
Does she know you have it?
She does now.
Okay,
No,
you gotta give it back
she,
to her.
No, she knew because I had like found it in her room.
Oh, okay.
And so I just kept it safekeeping, you know, and, you know, my folks were going
Yeah.
through some things at the time. So I was like, let me have this. And then when I went to Ethiopia.
So you need your parents' passports.
Technically, and I can say this now because they already gave it to me.
Be careful being don't
right.
incriminate yourself. We can talk about this.
It's not incrimination.
All
I mean,
right,
at the end of the day, she's Ethiopian. The whole point of the yellow card is an origin card to prove your
Okay.
origin, right? But technically, I think your parents are supposed to get their yellow card first, at least one of them.
Oh.
And then once they have theirs, all you have to say is, "This is my parent." Show your birth certificate, and then you get yours. So all I did was I just took her passport and I said, "This is my mother." Showed my birth certificate.
You didn't need her?
I didn't need her.
Isn't that strange?
I
No, it's
finessed.
Ethiopia if you have
Yeah.
the cash
Yeah,
and
yeah.
some
Oh,
piece
okay,
of paper
okay.
that has a name on it.
At the end of the day, it was like they couldn't deny it. They
Yeah.
looked at me. Okay, you look Abishai.
Yeah.
Your mom's.
You
Ethiopian.
look up.
You know what I'm saying? Like close
Straight
No,
enough.
up.
yeah, for sure. Yeah,
You
no,
know?
I get it. I just
It wasn't like I was just some random, you know, person, some nut or just some like, hey, I'm Ethiopian. Like, nah, bro. Like, relax.
You think I
Yeah,
really have
definitely.
mine? You think I really have my Sudanese birth certificate?
no.
Exactly. There you go. I think I hand wrote it.
Shut up.
Yeah,
So-
man. So that was that. But I wanted to ask you the same question before we moved on. Anything you learned from your folks?
Well, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what I probably learned from them is, my bad. What I probably learned from them is communication being key.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like all the, you know, everything else cool, but like you can't get to nothing if you can't talk your way to it. You know what I'm saying? So,
Word.
yeah, I think that pretty much sums it up. Everything falls under that, really.
Damn, it's
You know what I
crazy. That's literally what I be
Yeah, everything
Telling-
falls up under that.
talking
So
about in my
you know,
situation.
and then everything, and
You
timing as
need
well.
communication.
Oh my God. That's like chief to me is communication.
Time and
no,
patience.
of course. That's what you're going through, is what you said?
I mean, nah, that's not
Oh.
necessarily what I'm going through, but that was like
Yeah.
at the beginning, it was like, it's literally like the same thing. I super independent young
Yeah.
woman, and like me, I'm like communication is everything. Even we're gonna disagree. We're two
Yeah.
people who were not raised at the hip, right? So naturally, we have two different views on the world. So you gotta be able to talk, and
Yeah.
even when you're upset, even whatever it is, like for us to get to where we want to be, we gonna have to navigate there, and it's not gonna come from ESP and reading each other's mind. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we gotta talk. But I feel that. That's what's up. My bad. I cut you off though.
Oh no, I was just gonna say. So you guys having similar cultural backgrounds, both being Habesha and everything. Do you feel like that kind of helped? I guess in the relationship, kind of making things a little more easier, or how does that kind of play a part in it?
Yeah, it definitely makes it easier. It's still, you still bringing two worlds together though. So it's like still different in a sense, like just because we're both Habesha, we're raised in two different places. But yes, to me it's easier. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, there's like already preset things. You feel me? It's already like
That you don't have to explain.
It's not. You don't have to really make too many cultural adjustments. You get, you know what I'm saying? If that
Yeah,
makes
big
sense. Just you
And
already know what it is.
I'm glad you said
and
that.
The other side know what it is, so it just is what it is. Like, you feel me? Like,
There's a big I think like misconception when people, especially like parents, are like, wanting you to marry, within your culture and stuff like that, and then or just us naturally growing up being like, oh, I want to marry someone within my culture, my community, and it's like, oh, you're whatever prejudice or this, that, and the other. It's like, nah. It's like I just, like you said, it is what it is. There's already a understanding. Like there's so much that doesn't have to go explained or learned. It's like it's inherent. It's like it's there. You get me and I get you. It's the same thing. Forget like relationships. When we just meet a new Habesha person.
Yeah, it's the
anywhere
love
we
you
go.
have for each other.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
like there's already so many givens that
Yeah.
are already there to where now you just got to work around the stuff that makes you a unique human being.
And then it's like when you first meet somebody and they're from your culture, it's how easily you can relate.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's cool too. And I mean, having a baby and having the same culture makes it. That's like compared to stories I've heard from homegirls that have two different cultures. Yeah, it makes it a lot better.
Word.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I would imagine like when you're integrating families, cultures play a big part in it. Even like when you raise your kid and everything, right?
Yeah, definitely.
It's like
And everybody has their opinions.
everybody wants to have their hands in it.
Yeah.
I think, especially culturally, I think it just really depends on the people, because like I was raised in a household where it was two different cultures. So
I was just about to ask you about that.
yeah, it really just depends on the people. People have to have like a aptitude, cause you know what I'm saying, be tolerant, and not even just tolerant, but open, knowing that it's more than just like what you and your people do. You know what I'm trying to say? So I think what that does is that like sharpens communication skill, just from a sense of like being forced to express yourself in a way that might not necessarily be genetically you, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? So you're you know what I'm saying? So like people like for instance, people that like travel at a younger age, for the most part, they catch on to things pretty fast because they can contrast that their world is bigger than where they come from exactly. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
and a lot of times, like I think speaking specifically as far as like Habesha culture, I think a lot of times in those dynamics, for the most part, depends. I mean, every situation is different, but it can have a more of a dynamic impact on the balance, just because when you talk about the Black diaspora, whether it's people in Europe or in America or on the continent of Africa, you got colonization, you have assimilation, you have post-slavery and everything that come with it, where Habesha culture is like, niggas know from damn near when the earth first started up to now. I mean, obviously people blend and mix and move and migrate, but for the most part, like we have a very firm understanding almost from the beginning of time. You know what I'm saying? In contrast to like maybe somebody that's from the Caribbean or islands, or from Canada or America, or you know what I'm saying, or even on African continent with colonization, where a lot of your history is like rubbed off, you know what I'm saying, and you know, make it start at one point, you know, they'll tell you everything up until when the British arrived, you feel me, where so that dynamic a lot of times can make it so that naturally it has more of a dynamic impact on what you call it. And I'm saying that to say, like, for the most part, like my family, like we was all spread out, right? Like throughout Maryland, Virginia, and we were probably like the only like cousins that was in DC. So for our day to day wasn't really too much Abisha outside of DC being a very Abisha city, but like outside of like our family and friends, you know, you was around a whole bunch of Hispanic kids, so you can see like almost the separation as far as like how culture relates to family. And you know what I'm saying? And I think that's why like when our parents come over here, they like super on us, because it's like, you know, we got to keep it airtight. Like we've been doing this since the beginning of the time. What you mean you're not marrying an Abisha?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
But, you know, at the same time, you know, people be different, you know. And for the most part, our culture getting so dynamic.
Yeah.
People like catch on. People like a lot of your friends, you know what I'm saying, they'll try and jet out with you there. You know what I'm saying? Try to put on
Yeah,
lips
we got
with you.
honorary
You know what I'm
Habesha
saying?
friends.
Yeah, for sure.
Big
You feel me?
facts.
So,
Yeah.
I know that was kind of long-winded.
Nah, man, this is long form.
And you said you grew up in a two-culture household. For people who don't know, what
What do you mean by that?
Yeah.
I was gonna say that too.
Black American, African American. I
That,
don't know what I don't know. No,
no,
words
meaning
sound
just
feel
like
good.
that's your mom.
Yeah, my
dad.
mama. Yeah,
Got you.
my
Word.
mama's side.
But
Mhm.
keep in mind, you know, not everybody's gonna know that.
Oh, yeah.
So we
Just
just gotta
talking.
break that down. Yeah.
we like to educate our villagers.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Let me see here.
The villages and the cousins are the same people, right?
Yeah, so we're related to all of our villagers.
So we're the cousins in the village.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
cousins all live in my village.
I
So-
live in the village.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're one of
You're
my
part of the
cousins in the
village.
Yeah,
village.
yeah, I'm in the house.
Yeah.
What's our village called?
We're the village.
I'm saying we got a name. It's called the village. Our village is called the village.
That's a good question.
We got a
You
name.
just came
it.
up in. All right.
No. I just want y'all to be the best. You know.
Yeah,
So
no, you got a
gotta name
thought-provoking
it.
question.
We gotta name it. What
We're
y'all
gonna-
like?
What do you like?
It's not-
What do you want to
it's
call
your
this?
village. Y'all the chiefs.
How about we name it Jamestown?
What the?
Hell no.
No, sir. No,
Hell
sir.
Oh, no, wrong.
Columbus.
That was Christopher Columbus, right?
Yeah, big fact.
Come back to that.
Black History Month. We ain't naming it that shit.
Hell nah. I don't know. We might just take it back. I mean, y'all already took the best name. You know what I'm saying?
Plymouth
What?
Rock, then.
Abyssinia.
Abyssinia. Y'all can name that Abyssinia.
Yeah.
I think she'll let you do that.
All right,
Yeah.
the village is called
I'm dead.
Abyssinia.
All right,
So
bet.
let us borrow her name.
Take it
Yeah.
back. We're going to take it back to the hood when we was all one big old area.
Yeah.
I like
The
that.
good times.
Oh, yeah. I'm a naughty boy. I don't care. Yeah, man. But, damn, that's...
Okay.
Yeah, that's some real shit there. Go ahead, Elias.
So we were talking about dating and within the culture
Oh, and outside of the
and
country. Yeah,
outside of the culture, right?
Yeah.
So I guess that kind of ties both hand in hand.
Yeah.
And
Are you dating right now, Elias?
me,
Yes.
Yeah, what's your preference?
my preference.
No,
what do you
Elias
mean?
likes women.
I just like women. Honestly, I don't have a preference in what I would prefer. Again, like to find somebody with my cultural background.
Yeah.
You know, that would be the ideal situation.
That's
Just
what your
be-
mom would really appreciate.
No, my mom. Okay,
Well, at this
so
point, she's probably just
she
like,
doesn't
just bring
care.
somebody home.
At 25, it's like, oh, you need to go find you a good Habesha girl, and more specific, like she needs to be from Gondar, like where I'm from. I'm like, what?
So maybe your cousin.
Yeah, I'm like, so okay, my cousin's cool, great. And then by a couple years after that, then it's like, just any Habesha girl is good.
Yeah.
And then by 30, it's like, by 30, it's like, damn, if she has a pulse, if she's alive, like, please, somebody.
She got to be fertile. obviously.
Yeah, like, it's just please,
Aw.
And then it's just like, just bring me a guy,
Yeah,
grandchild.
Yeah, at 31 now, it's like, damn, just bring a kid at this point. Like,
Yeah,
He'll
something.
be a great dad.
Who,
He'll
me?
be turned up, yeah.
yeah, man, I can't wait to drop my
He'd
kid
be the
off
shit
at
out of a dad.
daycare.
What?
I'm just kidding. I'll be a
No,
great father. I'll raise
sir.
it. Play video
I'll raise it. I'll feed it.
slingshot it, food. Yeah.
Y'all are fools.
No, I'm great. I'm great with kids.
I actually highly look forward to being a dad.
Yeah, I'm surprised you're not one already.
A lot of people are, but you know, you
I'm
got to.
surprised you're not either. Yeah, I'm surprised you.
I mean,
Was that rude? I'm sorry.
no.
No, okay, that
no,
was-
I think he's laughing more at my reaction, right? I'm assuming. Yeah, it's just, you know, it takes two to tango, and it's got to be the
Yeah.
right tango.
I
Honestly,
feel that.
I feel like I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like guys kind of have moments like girls where y'all see babies and y'all get like a baby fever and y'all like, oh my god, I want one. You know, our broveries be aching too.
Broveries.
Broveries, yeah, not our
Broveries.
ovaries, but our broveries.
You are out of control.
So you know, I see a baby, oh my god, I think I want one, and then
Have you really?
I get around the baby for a couple hours, and I'm like, all right,
When it's your
hand it
baby,
back to you, and then I
when
go
it's your
home.
baby, it's different.
I know I like when I can just do all the fun, cool uncle stuff.
And then give it back.
Give
Okay,
it
well,
right
you know,
back.
don't ever. Nobody's pressuring you. Oh yeah, we are, but
No, y'all are definitely pressuring me.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Maybe
At this
I'm just
point,
trying to speak it into existence. Not with just anybody though, but
hey, if you got somebody in mind, I can scroll through my catalog of Instagram and try
no,
to
you know who I know.
find.
So
Yeah, I'm good on that then. they're my friends too. I don't want to. At this point, right? It's like, hey,
Growing up, I kind of thought it would be someone I knew like my whole life, and then it just didn't
Does it
happen
work
that
like
way.
that?
Yeah.
at this point, you start setting agreements with them, like, hey, you ain't with nobody, ain't got no kids. Hey, nothing changes in the next year. Yeah, we could just go ahead, pop one in you. You know what I'm saying? Let's just do this
Okay.
for both of us.
Okay.
Yeah. You know my family, I know your family. We get along really well.
They go,
You'd make a great mom, I make a great dad. Just do this.
Okay,
We
yeah.
ain't even got a date.
What?
We'll just create.
But would y'all be married?
No. We would just create.
Oh.
Just procreate. We
See, I don't know. I can't do that, bro. I think that's my thing. I could have been fire in the hole and just like created. But you know, I kind of want the cohes. I want the what's it?
The love to be mutual, like you know?
Yeah, what's it, a nuclear family? Is that the normal?
Oh, okay. You
Yeah.
want everybody in the house together.
Yeah,
You
I want a
mom-
structure. You know what I'm saying? I want the positive impact of both parents. Cause Lord knows if they come out with any of my mind, I'm in for some.
Of course they will. What
Yeah,
you
of course.
mean? Yeah.
So you know, so there's got to be some balance.
But it's cool, like to see a little you.
Oh,
You'll know
I
how
mean,
to
that's-
talk to them.
that's-
You'll know what they need, what you didn't get when
Yeah.
you was turned up. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
How to handle it.
And that was my big
That's
thing.
I'm kind
was
of
like,
excited. I mean, I don't want it. I'm not rushing it, but like,
No, I mean that's
Yeah.
always been the big thing for me. It was like I wanted to kind of be able, because like I said, my folks were a little older when they had me. My dad used to always tell me, it's like, you know, when me and him had our issues, it's like it's the age difference. It's like we're like 2 generations apart.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I used to always feel like, man, like, and you got the whole other thing about, you know, 2 cultures apart too. You know what I'm saying? Like he came from a different world and, you know, all that. So I've always felt like that's why I wanted to be a dad more than anything, is to like be at a very like relatable sort of space with my kid, you know. And if I
due
get
time.
and I have all sisters, so I'm hoping for a son, at least one. But if I get a bunch of daughters, it's gonna work out
they'll
that
take
way too.
care of you.
Yeah, they'll take care of me.
That's what I hear. It's better to have daughters because at the end of the day, sons, they don't really check up on you.
They gotta go your son
They
is
gotta go be
gonna
the head of their thing.
Yeah.
go be a family with somebody else. But your daughter, even though she's gonna fall in love with somebody and make a family, it's like a different love for your daddy.
Yeah.
It just is.
So
You're never gonna let your daddy like. You're always gonna take it. I mean, I can speak for myself. Shit,
Yeah.
I'm a daddy's girl, so
Word. I mean, it's very common, right?
yeah.
I need to have a daughter. Then that's what I need to shoot for.
I'm with it. Like,
Yeah.
get you a daughter, Elias.
I'm trying to get taken care of at 60.
Yeah.
I mean, especially because you're not trying to have a wife.
You know the old
True.
saying, niggas ain't shit.
Yeah.
Aw.
Is that facts though? Is that true? Or is that just a
niggas
lie
ain't
told
shit.
by black women media?
Niggas can okay. Yeah, niggas ain't shit.
Damn.
But like some niggas like are. Like you know,
know,
not
right?
everybody.
So some.
So
niggas
what-
Yeah, and
what
it could be like in a
constitutes-
moment
Yeah,
in,
what-
in,
what-
in your life. Well, niggas can be men and women, right? Or y'all just say niggas
Okay,
as
both.
men.
Yeah, we could say. Honestly, you're right because I feel like there's women who ain't shit either.
That's what I was
Yes.
gonna get at. I think
Yeah.
it's people ain't shit.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
niggas is people.
Okay, fair enough.
Ain't shit. Like, but I think it's like you have an ain't shit. You could be an ain't shit person and just feel like that shit flying. I'm never gonna change. Or you could have ain't shit moments in your life.
Word.
You know, or just with that person you was ain't shit.
Yeah.
You know, like
yeah.
that's definitely
Circumstantially ain't shit.
Yeah, it definitely like Helen at 17 to 23, 24, niggas ain't shit is it. Ain't no debating it. Is
That's how you felt about niggas, or that's how you was ain't shit. Like you was.
I had ain't shit moments for sure.
Oh, okay, but that's how you felt about the outside world.
But it like it's ignorant. I'm speaking for myself.
Sure.
It's ignorant to say niggas ain't shit and then wanna try to date.
Right. Yes. I know. I'm with you on that.
What are you
because
doing?
you're kind of going into that with
you're going into it not trusting somebody. You're going into it, and then maybe you're not saying it, but how you feeling is going to come to life for me.
The law of attraction.
Yeah. So the fuck.
Yeah.
Like.
No, I feel like that's like the biggest issue is like because I guess when you hear niggas ain't shit, as a man, we always think it's like you're saying.
No, it
men
definitely
ain't shit,
because
right?
that's how it's always been. Like a woman, just these niggas ain't shit.
Yeah, but I feel like this the lay of the land is just ready for ain't shit. Like it's all ain't the whole shit ain't shit. Like you know what I'm saying? Like how can you walk into the world as we have now and expect people to be of some
for sure.
Yeah, of something. You know what I'm saying? Like everything just ain't shit.
I don't know. Okay, hopefully I say this right. He brought this up to me one day that when we're kind of programmed to before we even like know love or like have some type of relationship, that we're programmed to think of each other as ain't shit. From like how music videos and like music period, like why am I so passionate about niggas ain't shit and I'm in 5th grade? You know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm singing Bugaboo, and I'm singing I'm singing Mary J. Like I have been hurt.
Yeah.
But you programmed since you're a kid, so off top, like even if I met a nice person, it don't matter. You're a man, so you ain't shit.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
It's like that. You have like an inherent insecurity.
Yeah.
And then you go out and you'll find whatever you're looking for at the end of the day. If you want to be insecure and you want to believe something ain't shit, you're going to find that thing that they did or are doing or whatever that you define as ain't shit, and then now the whole thing is just imploded.
It kind of goes back to when you were saying the younger you or whatever versus that, right? Essentially, either if it was you or them that weren't shit, that thought process kind of moving forward kind of even still affects that person, right? So somebody you might have dealt with that wasn't shit back then, right?
Absolutely.
Fast forward now, they
a dog.
They not even a dog no more. They like, yo, I'm really trying to settle down. I got all these good intentions.
Oh, okay.
But this reputation they've acquired over time that they ain't shit, because you girls will talk amongst each other and be like, yeah, that nigga ain't shit. That nigga ain't shit. And so now when he trying to holler at somebody,
keep it real though. At the end of the day, when people want people, that shit don't be mattering.
Stop.
I mean, niggas you done been around like, hey, bruh, I don't know. She did, you know what I'm saying? Cause my man used to, and niggas still, you know what I'm saying? But same thing with girls.
That's
like, she was like,
true.
girl, he got 6 kids, and she still be over there that same night. Like, you know, people gonna do what they do when they want what they want. So
Yeah, even if it's
You know what
bad
I mean?
for you.
Big
Some
facts.
niggas ain't shit, but you still fucking with them.
like, how you need help to not be shit. You can't be. I mean, you can't be ain't shit by yourself. But in the context of this, it's like, listen, 9 times out of 10, it's like, all right, you know what I mean?
It's
you know
a
what I'm saying?
reactionary thing.
Yeah. You know, you got finesser and you got finessee. You feel me? Like, you need a. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you know what I'm trying to say, but ultimately, the whole shit, no matter how you flip it, cut it, lay it out, the whole shit is just divide and conquer. Like, that's the only thing it is. Like, it ain't about nothing but divide and conquer. Literally, the final, one of the last stages of completely destroying the idea of the black family in the context of like living in America. Cause coming out of slavery, all we had was each other. Then niggas integrated. Then boom, that's that integration time. That's when you had to divide between classes amongst black. I'm not talking about nobody else but black folk. Now you had a divide amongst classes. The people that got and moved out to the suburbs, but the people that, we're talking about 50s, 60s, like white flight time, right?
Right.
So then, boom, now you have like the ghetto. The ghetto is literally like constructed and created by these changes, by these social changes. Then you go into the 60s and the 70s and you have welfare come in. Well, welfare, you can't get welfare if there's a man in the house. So this becomes a norm in our society where, you know what I'm saying, the absence of a man, you get what I'm trying to say? So boom, you get almost rewarded for that by the state. So then this is like, we talking about 70s, right? So now this is, you got culture pumping, black exploitation movies and just the pimp Superfly era. So you have this demonization from both ends of just like, you know, it's like within the black community, you just, all of these things have a social consequence, like domino effect, back to back to back. So with all of these things happening, right?
Don't forget the crack era.
And then that's what I'm saying. Then you go into the 80s where not a crack era. So now you have a generation of people being wiped out and you left with their kids and their grandmothers. So a lot of people's experience, even if maybe that's not your personal experience, but everything, like whatever you want to call culture, I mean, you deal with American culture at this point, but whatever you call culture, a lot of times is something that's like, it's like this weird corporate flip of expose of poor people. So you have all this, like hip hop, for instance, came from the streets. Niggas is talking about just whatever the fuck is going on in their community. Now it turns to a thing where like how niggas is dressing just because this how they put their clothes on naturally. Now that's a fashion statement now. So now we talking about the people this coming to the rap era where hip hop becomes like this sensationalized platform to just kind of like in the name of entertainment. So it's not what you call it, but now it's like it's all you see. So even if you did grow up in a certain kind of way, you take to these like perpetuated negative stereotypes of what it is to be like black man, black woman, black child. You know what I'm saying? And like raising that up in all of these circumstances. And now we in a phase of, after all that, the over sexualization of both genders. Right. And at the same time with that, you have the battle of the sexes on literally on a political platform at this point. You know what I'm trying to say? So with all of that, like how the fuck, this is generations of shit, you know what I'm saying, that gets to this point. How the fuck can people even, you know what I'm saying? So then now you got Instagram coming, then the catalog, like, so you just can't even focus on, you know what I'm saying? Like you, like people feel like everything don't go hand in hand. Like in this generation, we feel like you by yourself, you got your phone, you got to do what you got to do.
Everything's like,
and you know what I'm saying? One person cannot possibly handle everything that you have to do in this day and age, day to day, to really, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it take a village to raise a child. Not only that, but it just certain shit, you feel me? Like, it don't make sense for one person to wake up, go to work, come back, cook dinner, like do the laundry, like you know, the more people you have in a lot of communities outside of the black community, particularly in America, they thrive because there's like this ecosystem of family that allows you to focus on your role and thrive in it, and everybody is together up under one force, as opposed to where, like, I mean, you know, not to say there ain't like apartment buildings in Africa and shit like that, but like you have, think about the amount of people that live like just by themselves, or maybe with one person just stowed off somewhere, you know, like, and you almost have to, you know what I'm saying? My bad, I'm sorry to the table. Like, so I'm saying all that to say, it's so many attacks on black men and women that's not even directly coming from black women, but a lot of our argument that is, as it stands today, is a reaction of these attacks. Like, we've been over sexualized as black people in America. Like, and this is not just, I'm not just that, not to come down on what's going on today, right? It's not to like make it that small, but from ever since, what's the lady named Sarah Bartman? Ever since the first black slave, you know how like they over sexualize slaves, like the brutes that breed a whole bunch of kids, and the women that just, you know what I'm saying, physique, the emphasis on physique and being a mammy and rape, you know what I'm saying? So that's the real conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas ain't shit. It's too low to have a ceiling to be able to like get anywhere with it. You'll just go back and forth with just the talk of today. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, so, and I think that's one thing like our parents' generation have over us is that aptitude. They know like that's the center of life, right? As far as like surviving and maintaining.
Well, family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Family and just like family, but sticking together as well. Because sometimes you might not have a cousin, you might not have a relative, but you might have a best friend that you came to this country with back in the day, and y'all been kicking it since y'all kids say they cousins when they go to school.
Yeah.
Like it could be like that. It doesn't matter. It doesn't necessarily have to be blood, but it's the concept of like that village mentality. If as far as like, you know what I'm saying? Because it'd be a lot of shit. People go through all type of shit. It'd be somebody that's on their job every day, good job. Take care of themselves, everything, be on the up and up, go outside, get in a car accident. So it's, you know, like anything could happen. So to like be in this fight by yourself, then fighting this machine of white supremacy, whether people feel like, you know what I'm saying, we can integrate it into it or not, whether we feel like we could vote for whoever the fuck we want. At the end of the day, there's things that stand that's letting us know, like, for the most part, it in the most like passive aggressive way, we're like still kind of under attack. As far as like just letting niggas live. You know what I mean? So you can't really, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't take over your household if I don't have your household in chaos. You get what I'm trying to say? And you notice everything that we do that's like tight ends up eventually being popular, then co-opted, then sold back to us. So, you know what I'm saying? It's divide and conquer. You go to colonization, they got the tribes fighting each other. Yeah. They come in the name of this, in the name of that, they take it, you know, they take it, they give you some straps, you know what I'm saying, give me the gold, let me get some oil, we're gonna give you, you know what I'm saying, a seat at the table. It's the same shit. It's just all the way down from the household all the way up to you know, when you go outside. So that shit, like, you gotta really, like, I feel like people that's kind of like either you're mindful of it or the love that you have for a person is so strong, these like man-made obstacles is put in between human interaction and connection to God and people and love and procreation. No matter what, it can't never stop that. So you gotta like really just live life and be you. And then, you know what I'm saying, like, you don't really have to go finding things if you know what I'm saying, what you doing based on who you are. You know what I mean? So I think that's a bigger conversation, because like that shit just perpetuate too much nonsense. Like, you know, like y'all don't be tired of that shit. Yeah. Like even like, you know what I'm saying, whether you like, you know, a lot of of course we're gonna be guilty because we, you know, based on us being raised and what we've taken in over the years and just the circumstances of the world. So you're gonna find yourself falling on different sides of different conversations. But for the most part, you don't get tired of like, you know what I'm saying, like having them conversations going back and forth, you know what I'm saying? And then you see everybody else linking up, having kids. Like, it's beautiful. We turn on our music, our media, niggas ain't shit. Business ain't shit. Suck my dick 100 times. Eat my pussy 100 times. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and now you go on the internet, it's kids that's like 2-3 years old bobbing their head dancing to that shit. Like, it's just regular. Yeah. And now, mind you, this is the generation before them. Look how we came up, where it was like the worst it got was like BET Uncut, Nelly Tip Drill. And I'm not to emphasize on the over sexuality part of it as much as the effects on like how you value another human being. You know what I'm saying? In the context of like getting together and being a family type shit. You feel me? So now, shit, look at this shit now. Now just everything's whatever, anything goes type shit. So it's like it desensitizes you to like a lot of the important things you need to kind of like healthily push through this life that we in. You know what I mean? Like,
no, it's a good point, because like you said, you see it so much that it like you're desensitized, even like among like your homies and your friends and stuff. Yeah. I got guy friends who can't even know how to hold conversation with women. It just has to be something sexual. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, definitely. What more does she have to offer than some ass? Is, you know, how damn near like they perceive women. Facts. Which is kind of crazy. It's like, bro, have a conversation like they're humans. Like, it's like, imagine if that was like your sister, your cousin, your mom or something. Like, you don't look at her that way, but another woman off the street is
somebody's daughter, somebody's sister.
Yeah, somebody's daughter, somebody's sister.
Say something to him, be looking crazy when you see him 2 weeks at the cookout. Like, oh, you know my mama? Like if people
Right.
thought like that could happen more often, people wouldn't just be, you know what I'm saying? Like, now everything on camera and shit, niggas is crazy.
Everything.
Yeah, I've lost some relationships off of just value differences like that. Just kind of realizing that, like, wow, like you see the world way different than I do, and not even on no judgmental shit. It's just like
I don't want that over here.
Yeah, just like not even just saying it or even know, just like the natural separation in life, because it's like, oh, I like you said, mentally I'm thinking to myself, I'm not attracted to that way of thinking. I'm not attracted to that way of being. So I kind of just gravitate out of that. And what's worse is the inverse is true too. Like, you know, even if you have all the good intentions in the world, going to talk to a woman, for example, she may already be preconditioned to receive that.
For sure.
Oh,
So,
Like, what do you want?
Yeah, so
What's
you
your
could
intention,
be
you know?
be trying to be just a pleasant, decent human being,
Yeah.
and off rip you are, you know, you have some intention. You trying to get in my pants, or you being flirty. It's like, nah, I'm just a nice person. I'm just trying to say hello.
They're not used to it.
Yeah,
Because like you said, our minds are already trained to already like, hold on, you got these negative intentions, you bring it over here, and I don't want no parts.
Yeah. So how do we go about, I mean, unless you guys planning on going back home, like how do we go about maintaining our culture here? I mean, our parents already had a tough time with us, and they came from the culture.
I think you see it a lot. Like you said, media portrays a lot of the images and the perception that we have today. And then you have a lot of celebrity black couples that personify black love, right? Like you have Beyonce and Jay-Z, the Obamas. You have these couples who are coming out, I guess, you know, even like our TV couples, the Cosbys, or, you know, regardless of what Bill's been doing. But the Huxtables, I should say.
Yeah.
Cliff, not Bill.
Cliff Huxtable, not Bill.
I don't know. Maybe like keep each other accountable.
Yeah.
Yeah. You gotta like start with your circle, your friends, and what like. I don't know. It could be simple things like language.
That's big. I feel like
know? Or like, I know that's crazy you bring this up because my mom is in an ukub, right? Mm-hmm. Where, you know what the ukub is?
Yeah.
Well, for our cousins who don't.
So basically like it's a group of you and you're in a group of people, mainly like your close friends. And you meet once this is what my mom and her homegirls do. They meet once a month. There's money put into a pot. Let's say like there's 11 of them and they put 100 each into the pot, and that pot rotates. And then it's also like, of course, after church, boon, stuff like that, like for them to just kick it. But it's a sense of security. It's like, and then even if it's like, let's say it's us four and this month something tragic happened to you, you would get it instead of whoever was next.
Yeah.
It's like, just like, think about if we did something like that for each other, you know what I'm saying? Like just taking the little things that they do, because, you know.
Because that's, you know, not to isolate any particular corner of our greater village, but the question I was asking was really in regards to like our culture. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's what I'm saying. Like
obviously, no, that was a great example of it.
Yeah.
It was a great example of it. Yeah, I'm just glad you brought it like full circle into that, because you know we have the bigger box that we were talking about last week of being black in America, right? We are black men and women in America.
Yeah.
And then within blackness, there's like different corners, different areas of being black, whether you're first generation or you're an immigrant or you have generations that have been here and all sorts of, you're a male, you're a woman, there's all these different ways that you experience life. But, for us being first generation Americans, right, or at least, non-immigrant, well,
I'm a refuge.
Your situations are different, but like even with you, I mean, you're raised here, bro. You more American than me,
than all of us.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So it's like
you love this place.
How do we, going forward? Yeah, like and the Ikub is like a great example,
Yeah.
But that's like with us. But like, how do we pass that on to our seeds? Like, how do we? Like, we're gonna. I mean,
it already sucks. We don't have the fluent language. We don't have the accent. We don't have.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I mean, all we can do is like, shit. Language. I can't even, like, I need to do better. He's always trying to have me speak Amari now, and I don't.
But you know how?
No, I know how to, but if it's like to my grandmother, because she's not going to speak English to me, or like in the house. But now, like with Abyssinia, it's like, damn,
you got to.
I do want her to know Marinia. Shit, I want her to know Spanish. Like, I'm mad I don't know Spanish. I'm from Texas. Like when we were in Dallas, it's mandatory to know Spanish in Dallas.
It's Tejas. This is Mexico.
You mean the DISD?
DSD, my bad. Yeah, DSD was mandatory to know Spanish. Shit, because it was nothing but black and Mexican kids. Maybe like 2 white kids, if that, were like where I went to.
Did you at some point know Spanish?
Yeah, elementary school I was fluent. Like
shit.
There's birthday videos of me like speaking Spanish.
Wow.
But then when we moved to Plano, I know.
I was about to say, I'm out here in the
unless you
burbs.
want to take it, unless you like sign language, French, whatever that you have to take for foreign language.
You choose Spanish.
Right.
Yeah.
But in Dallas ISD, it's like my principal was Hispanic. So like the announcements were in English and Spanish. Anyways, I have to say like language is important.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
just so that would probably be the biggest thing for us as far as like passing down to our child.
Do you ask your folks to speak to Abyssinia?
You don't have to ask.
You don't have to. Yeah, my mom for sure. Like she
Just gonna do
doesn't matter.
Yeah, my dad, same thing.
It
It's
doesn't
like
matter.
I'm about to talk to her in English.
Yeah, my mom never.
It's like she's not gonna talk back, so it's not like there's a comprehension is an issue.
Yeah, so like my grandma's there. She don't speak English, so and then my parents said they never speak to her in English. So
That's good. So that's a good way to get
yeah.
started.
I think also like a big part at some point is like making like we more than ever, our generation got to make a much bigger effort than our parents' generation to actually like go back.
Bingo.
and
That's what I
visit.
was getting
If it's
at.
not to live, it to go back.
Yeah.
But like, even I think
I
you
think
should.
if they had
Everybody
the
should
choice
consider to live. I mean, depending on circumstance, obviously.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying the reason why is like, as far as like maintaining culture, I feel like it ain't us. Like it ain't. We can't really break down to our kids the same way our parents broke it down to us, where we get it to the extent that we do. You know what I mean? Because like, so the next best step, especially like, you know, as everybody get older, it's gonna be on you to kind of make sure that's intact. So they have to. I feel like it's important for like the next generation that's gonna be like 2 generations deep. Like, okay, my parents are from America as well, to like actually experience it in its full context, and that way you could kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Like you've seen it with your own eyes, like you firm in it a little bit more than it would like. Because before I went to Ethiopia, my first time I was like 9 or 10, and up until that point, it was like a mystical place. It was just like, you know what I'm saying? Like you knew it was real, just because everybody around you, like you hear it. Then you don't only hear from your community, you hear like, I grew up on like reggae music and Bob, so I'm hearing Bob talk about it. He not even from there. Then you know it come up in the Bible endless times, not just our Bible, but everybody's Bible. So going there and seeing all, you like, oh shit, okay, this makes sense. Everybody look like me. Oh, this wild. Like, you know what I'm saying? So now your guard is down, and you can naturally be you, because there's a place where it's a whole bunch of people like that somewhere, as opposed to like having to be somewhere where you have to explain your name, or you have to, you know what I mean? Oh, that's what y'all eat. Oh, this what we eat. It's injera. It's what? Like, ain't none of that. So that's just, from a social standpoint, like in terms of development, it just, you know what I'm saying? It just make you more comfortable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think that's important for the next generation. That like, it's almost critical. It's like, if we don't do that, we're going to lose this shit after they had kids. Because if we fully stay like American, like it's, you know what I'm saying? Like, luckily we got social media, so it make it a little bit more easier. It's appealing. You know, like people going back and forth, shit is turning up, diaspora homecoming reference. Yeah. You know, so things are out there, so it's almost like no more excuses no more, because you could do damn near whatever you want out there, do what you could do here. You know what I'm saying? Niggas say, oh, it might not be safe out there, but shit, it ain't safe out here neither. Real talk. I'm not to downplay, this is in no way to downplay people losing their lives and the seriousness of certain political situations and ethnic tensions and all that kind of thing. But at the same time,
ain't safe anywhere.
Niggas dying, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
There's a higher chance of getting shot here.
Been at in a whole bunch of other places, and you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Shit. So
that's facts.
It's really about, you know, you got to know what's good.
Yeah, big facts, man. But yeah, man, I appreciate y'all coming out here though, because especially you were slow walking, you speaking a little bit coming in, but when you get in your bag,
I gotta get in. You know, I just gotta fill everything out. That's all.
Yeah, man. And feel free to join us whenever you want too, you know. The village is open for all of our villages to come by and chat with us. It ain't just gotta be just us.
Pop-up appearances.
Real talk, you know, be like a correspondent or something, you know what I'm saying?
man. Y'all are always welcome to the village, man. Our hut is available.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, bro. Is there anything that you want to express in the name of Black love? People just out there who, anything that you feel like a message that people need to hear?
Don't let, you know what I'm saying? Don't
Into
let
the mic strong.
Don't let the divide and conquer finesse you, because you're going to be lonely and mad.
Yeah.
For real. It's that simple. It ain't even, you know.
Don't let
It's wild out here, Slim. They're over to see you making more kids and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Talking about keeping it, you know what I mean? 100.
Yeah.
Keeping it, going back to your roots and taking care of your family and community. I don't want that shit. That shit. Hey, I'm trying. Shit, wow.
It is. Helen, what you got for us, Mama Bear?
I mean, yeah, you know, find love, especially if it's Black,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You said find love, especially if it's Black.
Especially if it's Black. The blacker the love is, the better it is for you.
Yeah, I dig that. Funkadelic, what kind of words you got in regards to Black love?
Oh yeah, when God puts the right woman in my life, hopefully it's Black love.
Hopefully.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Do you think,
Helen
Playboy?
Helen going what?
Helen's gonna confirm if it's if she's good to go or not.
Yeah, she got to be my homegirl.
She got to be a homegirl, man.
Okay.
What about you, Vienna? You got to give a loving statement.
Yeah, for sure. I just, you know, mine's more so along the lines of where Nebyu is at. Like, you got to believe in it. And love is work. You know what I'm saying? It's not like this fairy tale. It's not like, I mean, it can originate that way, but it's really going to be about your will and want for it to work.
Absolutely.
And that's really going to be the determining factor in what's real or what's not. So,
Oh, shit. Y'all some, like, doctors on love.
hey, man.
Not you,
Dr.
Elias.
What?
I'm talking about Vienna and Nebyu.
One day I'll find love, guys.
Yeah, man. But with that being said, I do appreciate y'all coming out. Come
Thank
by
you
and
for
visit us
having
anytime. Thank you for being a positive role models and for us to have relationships and grow and prosper, and maybe Elias and I do something
That's
with our
tight.
lives. You know what I'm saying? Real talk.
Yeah. So, ladies, you listening? Holla at your boy. You know where to find me on the IG catalog.
Peace and love, yo.
Peace.
Peace.
The villages.